Hello, my name is Gina Pio, and I'm very excited to be here today to talk to you about skin cancer education. In my presentation today, I'm going to go over the importance of screening for prevention and also what excessive exposure to ultraviolet radiation can cause on the skin. There's three types of ultraviolet rays that we're dealing with. UVC rays, actually, we're not worried at all about. They do not make it through the ozone layer in order to affect humans. It's the UVA and the UVB rays that we are worried about. The UVB rays are actually the rays that most consistently cause skin cancer among humans. Go to the you can see here the UVA and the UVB rays make it through to the Earth's surface. What exactly is skin cancer? What are we dealing with here? Skin cancer is the growth of new skin cells that are not needed that form a mass or tissue called a growth or tumor in the layers of the skin. When it comes to skin cancer within the layers, we have three different types of skin cancers that we're dealing with. We have squamous cell skin cancers, basal cell skin cancers, and also melanomas. Your squamous cell skin cancers deal with the most outer layer of the skin, or the epidermis. Your basal cell skin layers deal with the second layer, and the melanomas go deep into the skin, or melanocytes. So here you can see there's a cross-section of the skin, and it shows you where is the skin cancer found. Like I said, here's where we deal with the squamous cell carcinomas of the skin. The locations you might find them would be the top of the arms and hands, also the face, the neck, chest, and upper back. You actually most commonly find squamous cell carcinomas on the upper arms and the hands. These are important to know about because these can also lead to metastasis of other organs. When it comes to your basal cell carcinomas of the skin, that deals with, it's still actually the top layer of the skin, but it is a little bit deeper than where we're dealing with the fat cells of the squamous cells on the surface of the skin. The location where you might find basal cell carcinomas mostly are places that are most easily exposed to the sun. For example, the face, the neck, the chest, and upper back. Melanocytes, as you can see, that penetrates to the deepest part of the skin. Hence the name melanomas when we're dealing with cancers that are from the melanocytes of the skin. Here's some examples of some squamous cell skin cancers, and you can see that they all come in different sizes and different shapes. They could be possibly on the hands. You can see here where they have a rough surface to them. Here, actually, it's on the inside of the lip, so it's not only places that are exposed to skin. They could be crusty, not have a regular shape to them. So those are some things that you would look for as far as squamous cell skin cancer is concerned. The next slide shows us some basal cell skin cancers. They have a little bit of a different look to them. They might have like a waxy appearance. They could be flat, or they could also be raised red or pink. They could also have different colors to them, blacks or browns. The edges are usually not real uniform. You can see here. Again, these are just examples of some of the basal cell skin cancers you might see. Melanoma is the most serious form of skin cancer that there is. Skin cancer in general is the most common cancer amongst Americans. It penetrates again to the deepest layer of the skin, as we saw in the cross-section of the skin. It can spread or metastasize to other organs in the body. There is a high cure rate for melanoma, which is the good news, as long as it is caught early. It's one of the few cancers that you can see with the naked eye many times if there is a problem, unlike some of the other internal organ carcinomas. Unfortunately, it is becoming more common in younger women. Actually, in the state of Pennsylvania, our statistics are going up drastically as far as younger people that are experiencing skin cancers. It normally was among the age group of 50 or older. There's always a chance of hidden melanomas also. Just some other areas to consider in your nail beds, mucosal tissues, on your scalp, which you can see the photo here shows a melanoma in the scalp. Also your eyes, your eyelid, pigmented coating of the eyeball. How common is skin cancer? Again, skin cancer is the most common cancer amongst Americans. 1 in 5 Americans will develop some form of skin cancer during their lifetime. The melanoma form of skin cancer in Pennsylvania is the 6th most common cancer in men and the 7th most common cancer in women. And again, those numbers are going up. As far as men, it is more common in Caucasian men than it is in African American men, but they still have to go through the same screening because it's just as important for them to be on target in case there is an issue. Am I at risk for skin cancer? There's no fail-safe equation as far as if you will or will not get skin cancer. There are a couple of items though that we look at, and if you answer yes to any of these, it does put you in a higher risk category. For example, your age. In general, people 50 and over are at higher risk for skin cancer. Your skin color, if you're fair-haired, if you have fair skin, people with red hair or that freckle easily could possibly be at higher risk for skin cancer. Skin burns, freckles, gets red easily. Again, that's in the same group as far as with the skin color. People with excessive sun exposure or people that do outdoor work. People in some of the southern states, for example, Florida and Texas, they have a higher UV index there than some of the northern states might have. So people there have a higher have a higher sun or ultraviolet exposure. Even people in the Northeast, though, that work outside on a daily basis is going to put them at a higher risk for skin cancers. Many sunburns in early life. I would definitely fall into several of these categories, but this one for sure. When I was growing up, it was not a fact of spraying yourself down with SPF. You really never put much of anything on. I can't count how many sunburns I've had in my life. A large number of moles. If you have a lot of moles on your body, which is just additional pigment in areas, that puts you at higher risk. Family or personal history of skin cancer. If you have 2 or more close relatives in your family that have suffered from skin cancer, it puts you at higher risk. This is just a classification of skin types and susceptibility to sunburn in sunlight. As you can see, the top 3 types, those people are people that are more fair-skinned, that probably freckle more easily, fair hair, that sort of thing. People in these last 3 categories, they also, I mean, nobody is not at risk for skin cancer. They still should be doing screening as far as changing in moles or things on the skin. But the people that burn more easily in the ultraviolet light, they obviously are at higher risk.